In this video today, what we're going to talk about is inner child work, okay? Now, this is very fucking effective, and it is going to make you highly emotional when you're dealing with those energies that come from past traumas. So I want to put a fair warning out there. When you're working with these things and you're conjuring up these emotions, this shit's going to stick with you for a while. Here's how this technique works, okay? Obviously, you want to get yourself into a meditative state to release all of the energy and bring yourself kind of to center, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to remember a time where, let me think of something. Well, I've worked through a lot of my anything, so I'm going to give an example, okay? Okay, we'll say, we will say powerless, okay? We will say powerless. That's the core belief that we're gonna utilize powerlessness, and we're going to work on powerlessness, okay? So you can envision any time that you felt a specific emotion, okay, that you felt weak, that you felt like you didn't have a voice, that you felt like you didn't have control of the situation because you were so young, okay? Now, what do you want to pick? Well, I'll pick powerlessness. You pick one word. It doesn't matter. If you want to choose powerlessness and that is your core belief, you utilize that core belief, okay? So powerlessness. What I'm going to do is I'm going to conjure up that emotion. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to feel into that emotion. I have it. I have that memory, okay? I can feel that. I can see him. I can really see my younger self in that moment and feel exactly what was going on with him at that exact time. What he was feeling when my father was yelling, when my father was being extremely aggressive and he wasn't being reasonable, okay? I can fucking feel this, all right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to envision seeing him with this energy of powerlessness, all right? And I'm going to pick a specific color. What color do I want to utilize to represent powerlessness? Okay, I'll use like a murky brown, okay? Not able to say anything, kind of shut off like mud. Has me stuck, okay? That's what I think of when I see like a murky brown color. You can't see, there's no way of really being able to express yourself. It's confusing. So I'm gonna use that energy. I'm gonna envision that around him, okay? Murky brown, I can see it. I hear that he is powerless, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask him, how did you want to feel? He says that he wants to feel empowered, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to envision this aura, okay? This huge murky brown aura around him. And I'm going to envision this shrinking smaller, 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 okay? Until it's a little ball, okay? A little ball of energy that's in my heart, okay? It's within his heart. Now, he wanted to feel empowered, so I'm gonna pick a color of empowerment. What color would I say would be empowering? I'm gonna pick turquoise, right? Turquoise is a very empowering, electric kind of color for me, so I'm gonna utilize that. Okay. Now, I'm gonna envision this turquoise color expanding from his heart as an energy ball, okay? I've already pulled that murky brown energy out that was within his heart, it's gone. Now we're going to transmute that to being turquoise, okay? I can see it within him, I can see him. Now I'm going to envision this energy expanding around him to where he feels empowered. within this room. And now his aura has changed. Now his aura has changed, okay? Now I'm going to ask him how he feels. He feels empowered. He feels like he can say what he wants to. He feels like he can express himself in a way that will make him feel like he is in control, okay? Like he isn't weak. So he's empowered now, okay? He feels this energy of being empowered. Now the next step that I take is opening up a specific point within myself, okay? So I open up my heart center. I envision a little door just opening up, okay? And I put my hand out and I allow him to step forward and place his energy into my hand, okay? Now that my heart center is open, I tell him, you are empowered, you are strong, you are validated, and I love you. I am strong, I am empowered, I am validated, and I love you. And now, once I'm connected to his energy and he's accepted that it's time to come back, I tell him, it's time to come home. And I continuously chant, it's time to come home, until he reaches himself out to come back into my heart center. And this will heal him. This will heal me in the future, okay? So now, in this present timeline, from working on him in the past, it's going to allow me to be healed from that specific trauma, from that specific belief system, that specific core belief that I can't speak up for myself, that I'm powerless, that I don't have the ability to defend myself against my dad because I was afraid of him, you know? There's no means of any kind of loopholes, okay? Because I know that he felt powerless. I know that he now feels empowered. I've changed his aura, I've changed his energy, and I brought him forward and allowed him to enter back into my heart center. When he accepts it, sometimes they're not going to accept it. Sometimes you're going to need to talk to them. Sometimes they're going to be very battered, very emotionally abused, and it's going to take you a few times to be able to do this technique to get them to finally accept coming back in. And then what you're going to do now that he's back, he feels empowered, you're going to feel this massive shift in energy. You might feel emotional, you know, you might feel very sad, you might feel happy, you might feel extremely excited, you might even feel surprised. Continue to breathe. When you feel like you're integrating these aspects of yourself and you feel like the work is done, to end this ritual or this exercise, you're going to tell them, welcome home. I usually snap my fingers to disconnect from that timeline, to disintegrate it, okay, so that I'm not connected to that anymore. And it's official. I've officially been able to work on that piece of myself. And it's literally that easy, especially if you can see them. It helps to be able to visualize them and see them when you're picking these words. Changing the aura of them changes that aura of you, okay? It is very fucking effective, and it really does help. I'm just sitting in this energy right now because it feels really good. That energy of being empowered, that energy of feeling loved, that energy of feeling accepted, that energy of feeling like you are able to defend yourself, that energy of feeling like you are in control. There's no other energy like it. Just like there is no other energy like unconditional love. You will never feel anything like that on this earth unless you are connecting to specific spirits.